Welcome to what could be one of the most historic days in the young history of Three Rivers RC. Chad Limburger, this is almost his final shot at winning the championship. From here on out, he has to win every single race. Steve Brown has to finish third in every race with Chad Limburger to be the champion. He can't even mathematically clinch the title there. He would have to go to a fifth additional race for the tiebreaker. Steve Brown has a comfortable lead of 4 points over Bill Steinbach in the FruitySCB 300. So get ready for some rough, ready racing. Getting ready for the feature event in the FruitySCB 300. Chad Limburger mixing it up this race, driving that 1966 Pontiac GTO. Bill Steinbach in second place in his usual Chevy Chevelle. And then Steve Brown, the points leader in that 56 Ford, is on the pole position. Get ready for some rough and ready racing. Three, two, one, go.
The green flag is out of turn number 2. The whole field gets caught up into a wreck. Steve Brown puts that Mustang in reverse. He will back into the turn 3 wall to continue on in first position. Now the battle is on for second place. Side by side out of turn number 2. Limburger up the racetrack into the outside wall. Steve Brown rounding turn number 3 and 4, putting a lap on Chad Limburger. And that'll bring out a caution flag for a wreck on the back straightaway on lap 3. Bill Steinbach will come around for this restart in the bottom lane. He'll get into the back of Steve Brown, and he'll fall back to third place. Side by side up front, 3 wide into 3. Lap 5 here. Chad Limburger, the leader, out of turn number 2. He'll get himself up into the wall, and Steve Brown has quite a lead, putting a lap on the field to bring out a yellow on lap number 6.
All right, Limburger will get his car moving, and Steinbach knocks over a cone. Track maintenance team will fix that quickly. Limburger looks like to have the inside. No, Steinbach squeezes in on the bottom again, slows down at the restart, at the start-finish line, and that gives Limburger a slight lead. Oh, and he pushes Limburger through the center line, giving him a penalty there. A cheap shot by Steinbach.
Going into turn number 3, Bill Steinbach cut across the racetrack right into the right front fender of Chad Limburger, pushing that car through the center line to get Chad a penalty. Green flag is back in the air. Single file for the lead, and they start to fan out. Steve Brown trying to put a lap on Chad Limburger. Great shot today. You can see these cars leaning to the right as they come through the corner. Just how on edge they are. Chad Limburger really on edge out of turn number 4, getting up into the wall on lap 10. Cutting through the center, he will have to back up. Steve Brown still holds on to the lead. Bill Steinbach squeezing between Chad Limburger and the Goodyear tire.
And here's Limburger hitting the wall again. The steering radius on that Pontiac is terrible. He's talked about that earlier in the season. That's why he didn't race this car beforehand. And now looks like Brown has 3 laps on Limburger now here, and Steinbach is still fighting, trying to get up here for second place as we go around for lap number 15. Look at the Mustang, a very stable vehicle today compared to the other 2 drivers. And he's he cuts off Limburger, and Limburger bounces and hits him back again, and Brown has a flying flip off into the turn 4 wall.
Yellow flag, lap 17. Look at this wreck again in turn 4. Chad Limburger got up into the door of Steve Brown and sent that Mustang on a whale of a ride. Steve will come around now, get in the back of Chad Limburger, maybe some retaliation. Down the back straightaway, side by side for the lead between 2 GMs. And the Ford of Steve Brown mired back in third position, and he'll take second spot away from Bill Steinbach. Lap 20, 15 more to go. What a lick down the back straightaway with Steve Brown into one of the go-kart tires, and then him and Bill Steinbach get together in a wreck in turn 3.
Yeah, something terrible was going to happen there coming out of turn 2 between Steinbach and Brown. There was a lot of jockeying for position there, and Brown just cut to the outside of the track and hit that tire. We're already under green flag after that yellow flag condition on lap 17. And I take that back. The officials are going to say they never took the green, as Steinbach has an incident there right before the start-finish line where they would have taken the green for the next lap. Once again, some trouble on a restart. Look at that front valence on that Chevrolet today. A lot bigger than it was. We have another wreck here, and they're going to say they never took the green again. Are we ever going to get lap 18 underway?
Hopefully. Let's see if we can get this right this time. Steinbach up on the outside lane of the racetrack. The green flag is back in the air. They get this one going, only to get up towards turn number 1. Steinbach and Limburner both have issues, and so does Steve Brown on the front straightaway. And he'll get himself a black flag towards turn number 1. Here it is again. A wreck in turn 3. Going up towards turn number 1, he turned a little bit early. Got a little bit loose. The front end of that Mustang went straight hard left into the cone. The green flag is waving once again. Steinbach will go to the outside to pass Chad Limburner. Steve Brown trying to catch up to the back of this pack to not lose a lap. He'll pick up second spot from Chad Limburner. 10 laps to go. Steinbach still has quite the lead over Steve Brown.
Yeah, and Brown is coming up fast as he takes the outside lane of this speedway. Seems to be working quite well for him as he cuts to the inside of each of the corners. And now he's really close to Limburner here, or he's close to Steinbach now, excuse me. And he'll take the lead here. Coming out of turn 2, he'll have it as Steinbach has a lot of trouble in his Chevy. And look at Limburner backwards in that Pontiac.
Steve Brown running the middle lane that time through turns 3 and 4. Steinbach into a go-kart tire on the back straight. Yellow flag on lap 30. 5 laps of racing remain from Moon Speedway.
Now this here could determine the season. Remember, Limburner does have to win each of the remaining races while Brown comes in third place to even have a shot at the championship. That'll go into a tiebreaker event, and doesn't look good for him right now as there's a wreck here once again before the start-finish line, so they'll redo this restart. You know, he wanted to race this different car today just to have changed from the Plymouth. He wasn't happy only winning a total of, 3 races this season.
Bill Steinbach will surrender the lead to Steve Brown, trying to hold on to second spot over Chad Limburner. Steve Brown slowing the pace up just a little bit so he doesn't get himself into an accident. Side by side, trading paint out of turn number 4 for second place. Limburner loose down the back straightaway, so is Bill Steinbach and Steve Brown in a wreck over in turn 4. That will deem the first of a possible 3 green-white checkers. Now remember, very intense moment here for Chad Limburner. This 2-lap period could determine the outcome of this entire year for him and that whole team.
Not could, but it will determine the outcome. And we're already under green again. 2 laps remaining. Limburner takes the lead in this race while Brown is exactly where he needs to be in third place. And here's the last lap. Ooh, they both spin out, have wrecks.
Issue over in turn number 1. Bill Steinbach and Chad Limburner neither have radio reception. Steve Brown loses a wheel down the back straightaway, trying to get that car across the stripe. Limburner wrecks. Steve goes to victory lane. Chad Limburner in second, and Bill Steinbach in a very disappointing third place. That's it for Chad Limburner in this title chase. And you can see Bill Steinbach. He's very upset about the outcome of this race. Here it is again through turn number 1. Both of Bill Steinbach and Chad Limburner lost radio reception as Steve Brown loses his left front tire. There it is, rolling down the back straightaway into the turn 3 cone. You can see him trying to manhandle that Ford around. He crosses the line, and here comes the rest of the field.
Oh, he was very excited to win that race, Brown was. I mean, this is his first full season as a driver, and he's already put one of the other drivers out of the race, a veteran driver, Limburner. Now Steinbach is going to have a lot of trouble. Finishing in third place in this race is also very unfortunate for him. He really needs strong finishes towards the end of the season to have a chance at the title chase, winning 3 seasons in a row.
Bill Steinbach has got his work cut out for him. Chad Limburner doesn't. He's just in it for wins. We can see how exciting these last 3 races are right here on the Three Rivers RC Racing Channel.